What's going on, guys? So I just made almost a whole video, but this is gonna be the intro because I forgot to make an intro. Anyways, on today's video, I'm gonna be putting shocks and struts on my car that I ordered off American Muscle, and kind of a little bit tutorial on how to put shocks and struts on a 05 to 14 Mustang GT or V6. I already have a video, I think, of putting shocks on, so this is a little bit like of a this is a weird video because I haven't recorded a video in so long. So yeah. Anyways, back to it. So let me just go over what I've actually done to the car. So since that last video is pretty much stock or stockish to me because I haven't done anything to it yet. What I've done so far, I replaced this fender. It was all dented up here when I first got it. Bumper, painted that, re-clear coated it. The headlights I've been slacking. I've actually been wanting to get a new set. I do not like this chrome smoked look, and I can't see at night, so it kind of sucks. Another thing, I just got a set of wheels probably 2 weeks ago. They're American Muscle GT500 replicas. They're 18 by 9s, and I actually got those for $250 altogether. So I bought the wheels for $200, and I bought the tires for $50. Don't ask me. I stay on Marketplace just trying to figure out, what can I buy next, or how can I make this, blah, blah, blah. So right now, I'm actually doing a little prep for drifting. So I bought all new struts and shocks for the rear. These shocks are blown. And then I have the lowering springs that I put on probably 2 months ago. And I've just been needing to replace these struts, but I never had time. But I'm going to replace the struts today. So hopefully that solves my popping and binding noises. Because whenever I'm turning or going at a certain speed, and then I turn hard, or maybe it's in second gear and I'm going like 20 miles an hour when I turn, about that, I don't know, it has a weird kind of binding, popping sound. So really, I just needed to replace them anyways. I'm sure they haven't been replaced in a while, so it's good just to get that over with. So this can kind of be a tutorial, or maybe someone that's working on decompressing springs and taking them out of a strut for 05 to 09, or 05 to, we'll say 14 Mustangs. I think they have all the same suspension, same chassis. So if you're watching this video, this might be a little short tutorial. It's not super involved, but I'm gonna kind of show you what parts you need to take off, what tools you need, and so and so. So first, you wanna take the tire off. Usually when I take this tire off, anytime I take a tire off, I can inspect these rotors. They're kind of grooved a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Might replace those after I'm done with my drift event. But onto the strut. So if you're gonna put lowering springs on, dude, it's so easy. I mean, it takes me now an hour, but when I first did it, it took me 8 hours because I just didn't have all the right tools. So you have this right here. This is your shock. This is your strut. It's just a whole assembly. The only bolts that you have to take off is this right here and this one right here. They're both 18 millimeter. You only need one socket. You can use a cheater bar, but I'd rather much just buy a cheap impact and go to town with it because it'll come right off. But they'll probably come off because I have, I've recently taken these off a while ago. So then you have your strut, and right here, that's your tie rod inlinked. I'm not sure on the top of my head, but this spins, so you're gonna have to put a socket or a crescent wrench on here, and then I know for sure this is a 10 millimeter. So you need a 10 millimeter and actual crescent wrench or whatever size it is. I want to say it's a 3/4 inch, but I could be wrong. I think it's like an 18. So then you go up here. These are all 1/2 inch. And then once you get that unbolted, you can pull the strut out. It's still an assembly. I'll show you what a strut looks like without the spring in it if you were curious, but I already have them here, so I might as well show you. All right, guys, so this is what I got. I got the CNL, I guess I'll just do a review on them, but I got the CNL struts, front struts with no spring in them. So those and these, I got these SR Performance rear shocks. They're pretty cheap, but I mean, they're kind of high for what they are, but these were $80 a piece, and then they were doing some type of coupon deal for St. Patrick's Day, so these were both 20% off. So that ran us about, I'll say like $170, and then I bought 2 of these SR Performance shocks. Nothing special again, it's just a shock. They cost me about $40 a piece, all discounts and stuff included, free shipping. Dude, American Muscle is honestly the best place to go with all this stuff. I got all this stuff, both struts, 2 shocks, and it only cost me like $220. Same thing on Amazon. There was 2 back shocks, 2 front struts. Obviously they had springs in them, But I've seen a bunch of bad reviews. They were Detroit Axle, which is like a known brand, but all the new reviews I've seen were talking about them leaking, and I could get a performance strut for the same price. So I was like, well, you know, oh well, I already have the spring, so it didn't really matter. So this is what the strut looks like without the spring in it. Nothing special, just has CNL on it. Dude, they're freaking nice too, because I think they're powder coated, but could be wrong. They might just be spray painted. But welds look decent. I mean, welds look pretty good for what they are. Everything looks pretty good. The only thing, no, I think these are just like stock, so I won't have to worry about anything not bolting up. So that's pretty good, but I'll see what they are once I get the spring on. So I'm gonna kind of show y'all how to compress a spring, and it doesn't suck unless you just don't know what you're doing. All right, so now I'm gonna go to town with my impact, because if you don't have an impact, just buy one already. Even a cheap one, like a quarter one. This is one I use because it's a lifesaver, especially when you're doing jobs like this, because you don't want to sit there and wrench on it. Just get the bolt off. So right now I got an 18mm socket on here. I'm gonna put it on my nut in here. Press reverse. And just like that, in a matter of 5 seconds. Pretty simple. So, man, stop using the hand tools and get you at least one power tool that's gonna work. So an impact is the best thing to get. All right, so now that you got those off, I got them off all the way. You don't want to take these out yet because this will fall down, so you slowly want to get some type of jack or something that'll hold it. As long as you let it down slow, it won't hurt anything. You just don't want these brake lines to get caught on anything in there. Next thing you want to do is take this off, and usually I like to do that first before the top so the shock doesn't fall on top of me. But I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and then I'm going to get these out. These are 1/2 inch. Sometimes they can be kind of tough to get the 1/2 inch socket on there, but they are 1/2 inch. And then, man, I want to say, I need to remember what size that is. So it is an 18. So it is an 18 inch or 18mm socket, and these are 18 also. So 18, 1/2 inch up here. I'm not sure why that's metric up here, or that's metric down here, and that's half or standard. Doesn't make any sense. Oh well. All right, guys. So when the shocks and struts are out, it'll look like this. These are what you need from AutoZone or O'Reilly's or wherever. They're Duralast spring compressing kit. They do not have them for rent at my AutoZone anymore, so I had to purchase these. They were only $40. I'm gonna use them and return them. Really, it's like renting a tool, but I'm gonna use them, return them, because I don't need them for anything else. And obviously, these are my struts, and both of these struts are blown. Springs are still good. They're the SR Performance Lowering springs. So I'm gonna take these off and kind of show you how you need to compress these springs. All right, guys, hopefully y'all can see me, but so what I'm doing is I already have one on. You just want to put them diagonally from each other. So I'm gonna put this one on probably like this. And you just want them completely 50-50 spread away from them. So then nothing happen if you have these on here, but some people do not know how to use tools right, and what happens is error with using the tool, especially something like this that's compressing a spring that holds up a car, can kill you or possibly injure you really bad, or I've seen a couple videos where people get their fingers stuck between two of the compressors, and there's already a load on it, so when you press this on here, it's gonna be a load. I kind of sound like a teacher, but I am a teacher, so I guess it makes sense. But anyways, I'm gonna kind of show y'all real briefly how to compress these. And I think these are 3/4 inch, the actual spring compressor nut, or you can put the 1/2 inch into the socket inside of it. And that's what I'm going to do. So I have this swivel socket. I'm just gonna put it in my impact. Like I said, this can go in here. So now, and I did this wrong. So that's for something else you can do. So this is error. So when you put these ring compressors on, you want them across from each other, but this one has a nut on this side, you want the nut on this side. And if you do not do that, you're not gonna be able to tighten them because they're gonna get caught together. So let me hurry up and do this. Doesn't take long at all. Now, put your spring compressor, put your little socket in there,
forward. The other one, just keep going back and forth. Until you get that spring down. And then once you so do not touch this spring while you're compressing it, because anything can happen. When I say anything can happen, these can swing together and pinch your finger right there. And now it's pretty loose, so the spring is loose on there now. And get a socket on here. Yeah. Get your 10mm compressor wrench. All right. Anyway, so you can see me better like this. Oh shit! Almost fell. So you get your crescent wrench. If it'll freaking fit, you can do it like this. And on top. And your 10mm, you want to act like you're tightening it, so you're loosening the bottom nut. Easy as that, really don't need an impact on it. You can put an impact on it once, but it'll free spin, so that's why I don't do that. What it's doing is just spinning the ball underneath. Take this nut off, and if you're wanting to reuse these strut mounts, be careful with them because they can separate. That's the only thing that, so these ones, yeah, the ones I got are gonna feel way better than this. You can see how much play is in that, and all that noise, that's where all that noise is coming from. Now I'm gonna take this spring off, go get me another strut, just reverse the process. All you do, put the spring back on the strut, your new strut, put the strut mount on top, screw this on, decompress the spring, you're good. All right, guys, do not be like me. I messed up. So whenever you're changing your shocks over or your struts, take the boot off the old one and put on your new strut, because I just got this strut fixed and did not put that in there. So that sucks, but I'm glad I caught it. You know, whatever. I'll get it fixed. So I'll come back to you when I get that done. Well, let me spread you out a little bit. But all right, guys, got the wide angle on because I need to get close to these. But dude, these are so bad. So they can come up while I hold it. And the messed up part about these is, look, I'll let it go. I don't think you can see it, but like they're falling down. So that's them falling from my finger. They're literally sinking inside. So they were not doing anything. That's why it rode like shit. And now it's gonna ride better because I have these new shocks and struts. Put the struts back on. I had to look up a video because I couldn't remember, and I have a video that I made, I guess. I already made this video before, but this notch right here, when you're putting it in, you want this notch facing this way. You can spin this top hat, but it's already how I need it. So that's gonna be, well, never mind. I'm about to spin this around. But basically, you want, and I can't really do this with for one hand, but you want that notch this way. So yeah, y'all understand it. So the shock, when it goes in here, it's gonna be like this. I don't want to confuse anybody, but this notch is going to be pointing towards me when I put it in. And then you have your points where you're going to put it on the actual car. Probably the easiest part is taking the rear shocks out. You just have this bolt back here where that hole's at that's not focusing. And then in my case, I have the subwoofer, so it is right behind there. So it's not super hard to get to, but they're pretty easy. Shocks are blown. This one's pretty good. This one just didn't come out, but anyways, I'm just gonna put all this back together, put the rug back in, put it on the ground, drive it around, see how it feels. I might need to get alignment after this, but for now, this will be pretty good for the track this weekend. So I'm gonna get all this buttoned up and then we're gonna take a drive. All right, guys, so here's the car. That's the car with the wheels on it. I know the wheels look completely different. They look way better than those stocks, but those stocks are doing good. I'm going to use those for some drift spares. But you can kind of tell the car's sitting a little bit higher, but that's the height that's supposed to be. So those shocks and struts were so worn out that it was just sagging the whole car down. And it was just basically riding on springs. That's why I guess it felt so bad. But anyways, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button and give me a like, comment down on the video. Tell me what kind of video editing you want me to do at this drift event. I'm thinking about just mounting my phone somewhere
behind my head, kind of make a third person view. And I'm gonna record a video of me playing the simulator, the actual drifting simulator that I have, and kind of show you where I'm at on the sim. And basically whenever I get to that, I'm sure it's gonna be, I mean, it's not gonna be exactly like the sim, but it's gonna be something like it. So hopefully I don't do too bad, but anyways, thanks for watching. Peace, guys.